This is Sean Woodbury Beller, American First Public Governor. I've been brought forward to bring some information. I want to make sure I cover this quickly for everybody. This is Law Nation 2 in front of you. This obligation preserve the nation, self-preservation. This obligation, so natural to gender God's creation, does not derive the nation's nature, but from the agreement by which civil society is formed. It is therefore not not absolute, but conditional. That is to say, it supposes a human act, to wit, social compact. And as compacts may be dissolved by common consent of the parties, if the individuals that compose a nation should unanimously, the point is unanimously, agree to break the link that binds them, it is lawful for them to do so, and thus destroy the state or nation. All right? So the first thing I wanted to do was point that out clearly. Now I'm going to pause this while I change. Okay, now back to the facts here about unanimous agreement, break chains binding. This title right here, 13 United States of America, that's not the title. What this is described, all of these are lowercase. The only thing that's in uppercase is the fact that it's states, okay? Uppercase S. This is agreed upon fact that there are states, and they are of America. There is no other. There is the, which is descriptive. That's all 13. 9 in what? Declaration of Independence. Not a title of the nation at all. It's just descriptive, period. I'm going to play this and go through this and get this clarified one time.
The 13 United States of America. When you have that lowercase u there and the uppercase S of all lowercase and A, that is an entity, especially if you...
No, not. Lower cases shows that it's not. The uppercase word beginning with the uppercase shows that it is either descriptive or it's a title. And this is both descriptive, states and America. That's loosely used generic form. This is broad term in this sense.
You start it with the word the. Okay, now if you go down here to the bottom, you'll see another one that says the United States of America. And then there's a lowercase u.
Okay, that's not a title. Again, they was not United States yet, except in a declaration, and they're not united at being a country yet. They're only united being states declaring independence so that they can form. First, you've got to break ties. Then you can form a country or nation. This is not a title either. It's just descriptive facts.
And then an uppercase S and an uppercase A. Now, what happened is they entitled the document the 13 United States of America.
Wrong. The title's on top. Declaration of Independence. That's what they titled it. And they just described who they was in the title. Who it was that was forming the title. It was States United for Declaration of Independence. That's all. They were only states in this. They were not a nation. They were not together a nation yet. That didn't happen until the Articles of Confederation.
And then, as it went through the document, they changed it to the United States of America.
These men were not stupid. They didn't change nothing. They didn't forget nothing. They told it the way it was. It was exactly perfect as they drafted it. I'm going to pause this again until I bring up the Articles of Confederation. Okay, we jump forward to get past a bunch of BS that's distracting and confusing. That document has a force and effective law of a separation of powers, the Declaration of Independence. Nothing more. It did not form a country. It only stated who it was that was declaring independence, and they were united in so.
Came up with the Articles of Confederation and decided that the name of the country is going to be the United States of America.
That's exactly right. That's when it was decided. And wait until you really catch what all this means. Because read Article 2. All right. And there's another title that's going to be brought into this in a minute. It's later seen in the Treaty of Paris. But first, I'm going to point out Article 2. Each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence in every power, jurisdiction, and right, which is not by this confederation expressly delegated to the United States. Does that mean that the states can go do this individually by themselves? Or does that mean that the states who are agreed in this document first in 1778, does that mean that all of the states together in this confederation has to be the one that does it? Or does that mean that these states can go independent and enter into another central government? No. And if they was to enter into an agreement for protection on the high seas, that would still not end their sovereignty, because it can only be done what? By this federation, expressly delegated to the United States. Otherwise, it can't be done. States agreed to it, and then there's another title where I'll see in a minute, but is later found in the Treaty of Paris. It said right here first, 1778.
So the style is Confederacy shall be the United States of America. And that was the name of the country.
That was the first time the country was ever named. Matter of fact, I'm just going to mute this man because he's very deceitful. He had a lot of good people that worked with him. My clean chain of title has to do with this assembly right here as well. I was acknowledged being within the several states and declared independence from him. And then I opened up the ability for a government of this nation. Not just me, there was others as well, who also have the same chain of title. I'm going to continue this now without his voice. Hopefully it gets to the part real quick that shows this other title up there. Because if I play his voice, he's going to continue to confuse you. Right at this point, he claims himself to be the high priest of the reign of the heavens. Okay? A priest of the world. Just kind of like the Pope, a lot like that. He's tried to place himself in that exact position. As if he's a priest of all nations. As far as I know, biblically, God separated the land by the waters, and he spoke of many nations, not just one, until Christ returns. That's the way that I've read the Bible. Basic instructions before leaving earth. Okay, here's the title that I wanted to point out. Title is Perpetual Union. Okay, it lists all of the states individually, right? Each one of them have a title here. And then you've also got this other little title right here. Lowercase THE, lowercase. United States of America. Capital U, S, and A. They agreed. This union right there, that title agreed in this, along with the states, with also this confederation. To style of this confederacy shall be. It was all set in place right there. The country was agreed by all. The United States of America, capital letter T. Not only that, but they also agreed that the states will retain all sovereignty, freedom, independence, every power, jurisdiction, and right, which is not by this federation expressly delegated to the United States. That means that the states could not go by themselves individually. They would have to be in this Confederation Congress that was agreed to under the Articles of Confederation. If there's any further questions, I'll be happy to answer. The reason I point everybody back to law nations continually is so that they'll realize exactly what a document has in force and effect in law. That's what everybody needs to realize. It's not just the words on a document. It's what the document is supposed to perform. Compact, if it's in restricted persons only, then it's not a compact, because then the legislation can sanction the restricted persons. So it's not a compact. It is not the authority or in the ends of a legislation when every party of it is sanctioned by the legislation. That's backwards. That's why you've got to enter into the compact, natural identity, acknowledging God first and foremost in all of everything you do. So I'll leave it with that, and I hope that if there's any further questions, I'll be able to answer.